Welcome back to consecutive day 1200 of a diary of a runpreneur. And today's topic is yet another milestone reached. So remember to give this a subscribe, share, like and comment, as the more people we get in front of, the more money we raise on my fundraising mission to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon. All the information about the challenge and how you can get involved is in the link in the comments below. Thank you as always, and let's get started. So, consecutive day 1200 of a diary of a runpreneur. So yes, it's another 100-day milestone, and I know I've called this topic, yes, another milestone reached, but this one's quite special. And the reason for that is that the last 100 days have been up there with the hardest of them all. And the reason for that is that, well, maybe 150 days ago or so, I contracted, is that the right word? Or I unfortunately managed to find myself with the horrible runner's condition, which is plantar fasciitis. It's not just a runner's condition, but ultimately it's the inflammation of the fascia, which is the kind of outside kind of tendon of your foot, the sole of your foot, as in plantar being the bottom. And it goes from the ball of your foot right the way through to your Achilles tendon. And itis, in medical terms, means inflammation of. So it's inflammation of the fascia of your sole of your foot, basically. And it's a horrible, horrible condition, because with most things inflammation based, the way you cure inflammation is you generally ice it and you rest it. Well, that's all good and well, but it's very, very difficult to rest the sole of your foot unless you're literally going to lie in bed 24/7, which you can't generally do. Well, some people can, but I certainly couldn't. And so as a result, it takes so long to heal. And I'm about 5 months into this now, and it's still not right, but it's 75% there to being back to normal, which is amazing. And I had to run through it. Now, to put it in perspective, if you first find yourself with plantar fasciitis, it can affect you in many ways, but I knew I had it because one of the most common symptoms is extreme pain in the heel, and most importantly, extreme pain first thing in the morning when you get out of bed. It almost feels like you get up and you stand on it. It feels like someone's sticking a hot needle into your heel. It's horrible. And then once your fascia loosens up a little bit through some movement, it generally gets easier. Now, interestingly, I think I may have talked about this before, but I'll talk about this on another episode. But I've run through it, which is probably the least recommended strategy to overcoming plantar fasciitis. But then I would argue that I know people who've had plantar fasciitis for 12 months plus, 12 months to 2 years. I'm 5 months in, and it's 75% of the way to recovering. So is my strategy wrong, or has it just worked for me? I certainly wouldn't promote it as anybody who's got plantar fasciitis run every day through it. I certainly wouldn't recommend that. However, the big difference here is that I run barefoot style. So the impact of that is that I'm running on the balls of my feet. And in actual fact, with plantar fasciitis, it hurts more when I walk, because when I walk, my heel connects with the floor a lot more than when I run. Because I run barefoot style, it's too painful to strike the ground with heel, so you end up forming a technique where you're running on the balls of your feet, or an easy way to describe it kind of almost feels like you're running on your toes, and that's how barefoot runners run. So and that's how evolution we were meant to run. It's only because we get so much cushioned support in the heel from our footwear, which is why we heel strike so much. So it's almost like a man-made technique. But so as a result, I'm flexing. You think if you're walking on your toes, you're getting this huge amount of flex in your foot, your calf, your Achilles, sole of your foot. And it's happening because one of the ways they recommend recovery is to stretch your toes or pull your toes towards your knees and stretch until you stretch out the inflammation. The inflammation then cures over time. But yeah, so 5 months out, I'm 75% through to recovery. So I feel super proud of the last 100 to 150 days of running because they've been the hardest. And if you look at my Strava statistics, you'll see for the past 150 days or so, my average pace went to over 6-minute kilometres. I'm back training for a marathon now, and my today's run whilst vlogging is 5-minute kilometre pace. So I'm a full 1 minute a kilometre quicker now than I was when I was in the thick of plantar fasciitis. So I think slowest runs were high 6-minute kilometres, which is really slow for me. It just shows how painful it really was. So I will be celebrating. I'm not sure how I'm going to celebrate, but I will be celebrating this milestone. I have bought myself a new microphone because my other microphone was getting a little bit kind of faulty, should we say, or it was starting to break down. But these microphones aren't, they get used every single day with me. Generally speaking, microphones wouldn't get used, well, most people wouldn't use them as frequent as I do. So I've gone from a Rode Wireless Go setup to a Rode Wireless Go 2 setup, which enables me, as Runpreneur grows further and I start doing more running interviews, the ability to give somebody else a microphone and be linked into the actual receiver. So or the transmitter, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, really cool 100 days. I feel very satisfied with the last 100 days. I've been facing adversities I'm not used to. So learnings from my diary, first and foremost, I repeat this all the time, but it's so important. Celebrate your wins, celebrate your milestones. Another 100 days of consecutive daily running, boxed off, my 12th set of 100 consecutive days of running. So I am super proud of that. But more importantly, I'm super proud of how I've overcome some pretty significant adversity in my relatively short running career. So running through a very challenging injury like plantar fasciitis, I wouldn't recommend by any stretch, but I feel I'm winning this battle now, and I feel that by the time I turn up for Yorkshire Marathon in mid-October, that I may have beaten it completely. That's the dream. So yeah, celebrate your milestones, and especially if they're significant ones. So that's it from me today. Any questions or comments, drop me a line, I'll respond to everyone. Remember to give us a subscribe, share, like and comment, as the more people we get in front of, the more money we raise on my fundraising mission to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon. All the information about the challenge, how you can get involved, is in the link in the comments below. Thank you as always, stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you again tomorrow.